Hello everybody, so today we are going to talk about Six Flags Great America and why they should RMC American Eagle. So hit that intro and let's go. So ever since the first RMC coaster was opened back at Six Flags over Texas, fans of Six Flags Great America has been requesting that American Eagle be RMC'd. I know there's a lot of people out there who are still not very high on that thought. There's a lot of people who love American Eagle. I can see why. It is a very good coaster in parts. It's got good airtime. I will give it that. It's got really good airtime, but that Helix is the part that I hate the most out of anything. And it's just an old wooden roller coaster, and it could be so much better if it was RMC. While there are rougher coasters than Eagle out there, I think Eagle, just with its pure size, and it would be a great RMC. There's no doubt about that. So let's start with the first reason of why Six Flags Great America could be doing this. This is, they're giving us reasons on why they would be doing this. So teasers. So Six Flags Great America is no stranger to knowing that, that we want RMC Eagle. No doubt. They know that we want this. Because they've been teasing it for years. It started, I think the first clear-cut teaser about it was in 2015. They showed a promo video for Justice League, what would later become Justice League Battle for Metropolis, the 4D dark ride. In that promo video, they showed American Eagle at night in purple lighting, and people went crazy. People were like, are they RMCing Eagle? What's going on? And actually, after they announced Justice League, they actually got a fair amount of heat for it, because they showed American Eagle in purple, and everybody was like, why the hell did you do that? Why did you do that when you're riding Justice League? It has nothing to do with Eagle. The second time was during one of the promotional teasers for Max Force, or the announcement of Max Force. The announcement video and one of the pictures showed Max Force, but you don't see American Eagle where it should be, at the back of the park, right behind Raging Bull. That's where it's supposed to be. Why is it not there? Maybe you could blame it on a worker who messed up in the CGI and left American Eagle out, in which case he was probably fired.
You're fired.
Later on, in later pictures, you can now see American Eagle in the back of the park now, over there. So it's just a really weird situation. I don't really understand what happened there. I'd really love to know what happened there, but nonetheless, let's go into the next reason. So let's go over the reasons of why wouldn't Six Flags Great America RMC American Eagle. So the first reason is, if you remember what happened back in 2002. Six Flags Great America wanted to remove the Whizzer to build Superman Ultimate Flight. A lot of the fans of the park were really against this, saying that Whizzer was too much of a classic to just be removed for a new coaster. And I don't know if there was a petition. I don't know. I was 2 years old at the time. I don't know what happened, but basically on the internet, everybody blew up. So the internet blew up, and Six Flags was like, oh god, we can't do this. So they were forced to close Shockwave instead, which was probably the better decision, because Shockwave was a piece of shit. That happened, and that could happen again with American Eagle. Now the only thing about this is, yes, American Eagle is a classic. Yes, it was Intamin's first wooden coaster, and I believe it is the tallest. Is it the tallest? Something about a racing coaster. Is it the fastest racing coaster? I don't know. Help me out down there. I'll probably put it on the screen though. What is it, me? What is it, future me? What is it? Fastest? Longest? Tallest? I don't know. Put it there. Probably longest. I think it's the longest racing coaster. I think that's what they said. Anyway, so the next reason is the cost. So back in 2011, if you had gotten an RMC, it probably cost you about $10 million. That's not much, especially for Six Flags. That is how much they usually spend. X-Flight in 2012 cost 12 to 15 million, somewhere within there. So that is very much in the range, is 10 million. Since then, though, RMC has gotten a lot more confident in how they can build things, and they have definitely raised their costs a little bit. They don't cost that anymore. They are now a B&M type company. They will build their big attractions will cost about $25 million. That is what I believe Steel Vengeance cost. Twisted Cyclone was probably, because it was built by a Six Flags park, Twisted Cyclone was probably a little less than 25 million, but probably still like 15 million. And then Twisted Timbers, I believe, is like 20 million, maybe 15, 20 million. I don't think Twisted Timbers was that big of a roller coaster, but obviously the RMC Raptors are pretty cheap. I believe those are like 10 million, or maybe even 5 million. I don't know. Just the moral of the story is I don't know. So a good-sized RMC Eagle would cost like about $20 million, and that is a lot of money. So keep that in mind, and if it doesn't happen, that will probably be our one reason why. But again, I think it's enough. Six Flags, just do it. And the third reason why they might not RMC Eagle, just remember this. They already have an RMC. They have Goliath. It is not a hybrid. It's a ground-up wooden coaster, and it may not be the greatest ride of all time. It may not be the longest ride, but it may be all we have from RMC. So if RMC Eagle does not happen, just remember that us already having Goliath could be part of the reason. So the next thing is I want to go over the layout of this ride. If they built it, what would the layout be? I may be doing this in Planet Coaster. I may not be. I'm probably just going to go by the POV. So before we go over the layout, though, we have something that we need to discuss. What the hell are we going to do with that helix at the over the river? Because it is over a thing of water, a body of water. Sometimes it's water, sometimes it's mud. What do they do with that? Do they just leave it there? Do they just do like their own RMC take on they just do their own RMC take on a helix? I don't know. I'm gonna say that they either take that out and they have it wind through the structure, because if you think about it, most RMC coasters do wind around the structure. They go in and out of the lift hill structure. Eagle doesn't do that really at all right now. Like, they have a couple of airtime hills right next to the, right by the lift. They don't have it actually wind through the structure at all, which is kind of a downside of the ride. I wish you could have a much longer ride if they did that. So that may be something that RMC may want to look into, or maybe they'll just do that with the helix. They'll just have it wind through that structure. So that'd be pretty cool, but I don't know. For the sake of the layout part, I'm just going to go ahead and say that they leave that helix part in, and assuming that they are able to build in that mud/pondy area, let's just assume that they are able to build there and that they turn that stuff into a bunch of craziness. So here is the layout. So to get the layout, I'm going to be using a POV video of American Eagle. Thanks to James C. for this video. I will have a link to his channel in the description below. Go check him out. He's an amazing YouTuber. Ding. So let's go over this. So we will also be using the blue side for this as well, by the way. So that's cool. So there isn't really a difference between the blue side and red side. The only difference is the red side has an extra airtime hill. So first, the height will be lifted to 155 feet. I definitely don't think Six Flags Great America will go over 200 feet for RMC Eagle. 155 sounds reasonable. The original height was 127 feet. The drop will stay at 147 feet as it was originally. From there, we will go into an airtime hill, followed up by our first inversion, a 0G roll. We will go into another airtime hill, and then we enter our twister section. Airtime, airtime hill. Then near the outside of where you can build this section facing towards Raging Bull Station will be a wave turn. After that, we will be going into our second inversion, another 0G roll, and then one more airtime hill. After that, we will keep the drop down that you have after you exit the helix. After that, we will go into another airtime hill. Then we will go into our third and final inversion, 0G stall. This one will not be as big as the one on Goliath, obviously, but will still be a great addition to the ride. After that, we will go into one final airtime hill, and then we hit the brakes. Unfortunately, the final turnout at the end will have to be removed because Six Flags Great America cannot build that close to that road anymore. Unfortunately, that's what I've heard. So, there is the layout, as quickly as I could do it. So that is my video on why Six Flags Great America should RMC American Eagle. I hope you all enjoyed this. I know probably some of you didn't, but that's okay. You don't have to enjoy every video I make. As always, I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.
I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright.